Greetings, YouTube. Happy Saturday. Happy first day of the round of 16 of the World Cup. Although I guess I used the word happy a little tentatively because if you're watching from France, you are ecstatic. It was an amazing first match and you won and you should be thrilled. But if you're watching from Argentina, I'm sorry to say you lost, but you still played an amazing game. You kind of just ran out of time. And there were so many good goals that I'm really impressed that this is how the World Cup is starting. But now we have the ability to look at the Wasp. And since we have our fifth day in a row, which I think is a record of no offer, and you would think that Kabam would want to give us a really great offer today after, unless you were asleep for 8 hours in a part of the country that doesn't normally log on, you would have seen the longest maintenance I've ever seen. And so many people who were affected, especially in the Gold Pool arena. And I do have faith that Kabam is going to give us some sort of compensation, and we will discuss in another video what that compensation should be. But for now, that could take up to a week, and we have no offer to review, so why not review Wasp instead? This is a champion that, after yesterday's bizarre Marvel Contest of Champions release video, I thought to myself, okay, Ghost is probably someone I'm going to get more excited about than Wasp. But Wasp has some things to get excited about and also some things kind of like Ghost to really worry about, at least in Alliance War Defense. Now, I am very excited to report that Wasp is a Science Champion. We need more great Science Champions. I think the top three Science Champions are Quake, Void, and Gladiator Hulk. You've got a couple of honorable mentions in, say, Red Hulk and Luke Cage, but then you've got a lot of just average champions in the Science class that desperately need to be buffed. Ironically, in my book, the worst being Ant-Man. And since it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, I thought maybe they would want to buff him, but instead they're just going to give him some cheap synergies and call it a day because that is the Kabam lazy way in 2018 to try to make old champions better with synergies, but still it doesn't really work because you can see on this screenshot of the specs that Ant-Man has the same synergy bonus as Ghost, so people are just going to use Ghost to get that synergy bonus instead. And why would you use Ant-Man when you can probably use Ghost? So let's talk a little bit about this champion. So first of all, the bio empowered with a new cutting-edge Wasp suit. Hope Van Dyne, I believe, is ready to make up for lost time. As a superhero like Ant-Man, she can reduce herself to the size of an insect while disproportionately increasing her strength and durability. Couple this with the ability to fly at impressive speeds and evade enemy attacks, and you have one deadly Wasp. Okay, so her awakened ability terrifies me because of the wording. Increased chance to shrink and counterattack when attacked by the opponent. So counterattack to me is at best another auto block champ, which is a crazy kind of overwhelming part of the new champions in the game. 2017, we saw so many god-tier attackers come into the game, from Blade to Stark Spidey to Medusa to Archangel to Iceman and so many others that were fun to play with and were better attackers in a lot of ways than Alliance War Defense. But 2018 has been the year that Kabam wants to make all their money and introduce these game-changing god-tier champs in Alliance War Defense like Iron Man Infinity War and now Wasp and Ghost. And I worry, when you have a chance to counterattack, it's not really skill, right? Like it's kind of like Medusa's Living Strands. Now I do think, of course, with the right champs, you can actually negate that. But more and more, and at least it doesn't look like the domino effect at first glance. But if there's a champion where you just have a chance to get counterattacked and lose health and die simply because you're attacking, that is such a cheap way to die and really frustrating when you have great skill. So many people die from Domino right now because there's that horrible thing in the game that she can actually hit through blocks, and it's BS, and it makes the game so much less fun. And I worry that Wasp and Ghost especially are going to be two more champions that just make Alliance War unbearable regardless of what the rewards are. So you can see she's got some synergy bonuses. I mentioned the one with Ant-Man and Ghost. Also, Deadly Sting with Yellow Jacket. I do love me some Yellow Jacket, a very underrated Science champion. And then Armor Rating, not too big. Power Gain, okay, whatever. The Petrify when intercepting the opponent's dash attack is kind of interesting, and I can see that being very useful in certain situations. Let us pray to the Kabam gods that in their ability to not fix the game in the way that it should be fixed, they never, ever, ever fix Alliance War synergies, because I can imagine that a Ghost Wasp, and Iron Man Infinity War synergy team would literally be hell on earth, and I would never want to fight those kind of battles. So, what do we think about Wasp? I'm never going to give like a tier rating until we actually see the gameplay, but for the specs, especially the words counterattack, I'm worried that this is going to be one of those defenders that you go up against and just get wrecked, even if you're playing really well. I hope I'm wrong, but we've seen so many champions where that's the case in the last couple of months, and it frustrates me because Kabam's doing this really with one brilliant marketing strategy in mind, and that's whoever whales out and spends the most money on Grandmaster featured crystals will have these champions, and these champions are game changers, especially in Platinum and Master of Alliance War. So you're almost forced to say as an alliance, if we don't go for this champion, we are going to be at a disadvantage on our defense. And so Kabam's doing this to make a lot of money, and surely they do. But I hate that pattern. I played this game not in an arms race for money, but to have fun, and that is why I am so done with Alliance War, and you've heard me say that in the past couple of videos, and kudos to you if you love Alliance War and you're excited about it becoming harder, but that is not why I play the game. I play for fun and to lessen my anxiety, not increase it. So, the Wasp, what do you think? Are you excited? Are you skeptical about this counterattack thing? Do you think it's going to be another auto-block champion from hell in Alliance War? Sorry that my voice probably sounds like I'm a chain smoker, but I talked for 4 hours straight in last night's amazing, generous stream, which we raised over $1,200 out of literally nowhere. Still so humbled. I have to keep going back to that video just to remind myself that it was real. And the technology fund, of which I charged $2,800 on a credit card at the beginning of the summer to kind of make all the live streaming technology a reality, is getting paid off sooner than later at this rate. And it's just humbling. It's humbling to take a risk in life and have it pay off and just have faith in humanity and have humanity turn around in ways that even the best case scenario did not seem possible. So thank you again to all your support, whether it be financially, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, everything. Thoughts, prayers, you all are the best. And let me know what you think of the Wasp. Hopefully we have an offer to review at some point this weekend. If not, they're just probably saving all their heavy hitters, fingers crossed, for a July 4th spectacular offer day that includes my prayer, top prayer, a 5-star, not just a 5-star awakening gem, but a class-based one that you can choose. That would be truly a deal maker and a game changer for so many people in the game.